gotta go look for it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we are. Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Focus. This is our Focus Marathon. Again, my name is Antonio Cheeks. I'm here with Karen Cheeks. Karen, go ahead and say hi to the people out there.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us again tonight. We are just delighted to see you. You've been hanging with us for 5 nights. That is awesome. We want to say kudos to you for coming and joining with us each and every night. We are so excited to have you back again on tonight.
Yeah, this is a marathon and we're feeling it. We're feeling it. I'm starting to grow hair on my face. I did shower though, didn't I? Yeah, I did shower. So we're gonna keep it kosher. We're gonna keep it clean. But it has been a journey, and we are learning along the way, and you are getting a front row seat at our journey. So with that being said, thank you again. So let me go ahead and do a recap like we do every day.
Okay.
This week so far, we really had some great sessions. We had we had our opening session. We had Sister Karen come out and knock it out the park. Sister Karen is coming back on Saturday. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. She's coming back for part 2. She said, no, I want to do over. I tried to do a push-up and it wasn't a complete push-up. And I said, you can't even count that rep. You got to do a full rep. And so then we had Brother Vaughn Johnson came on to talk to us about grief and how are you processing that grief. And last night we had a gentleman come on talking about focusing on your business. He came out and rocked the world, and it was just great. We went up past our normal time and went up to about an hour of conversation.
Yeah.
He's actually coming back later in the series. He's coming back. Well, that was the past, but this is now.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have a dynamic speaker that's going to be coming before you, because today is our first installment of our fitness focus. Right. Everything we're talking about this whole season, if we don't take care of ourselves, all those dreams and those visions that we have, we won't be able to pursue those things if we don't take care of our vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got this brother that's going to come on today. He has a great background, great story. And yes, we are rocking. Woo, I wish I had a whistle horn. We are rocking the Nike because we're relaxing a little bit because of it's sports. We're talking about fitness. And so thanks, Mark, for that shout out. We're definitely rocking it. Maybe we might get a sponsorship. Nike, if you're watching, we represent. Come on. We represent, come on, do what you got to do, Nike. Come on, let's make it happen. All right. So look, let's go ahead and get started into this. And again, thank you all for coming back out, supporting us, and letting us learn, and you're watching us learn. And I think the night is going to be pitch perfect for you. So pitch perfect. So go ahead. What do you want to tell the people, baby, before you start introducing?
Just, like we always say, if you can share this, let somebody know that we're getting ready to have a really good conversation on fitness. It's Fitness Friday. So share it. Let some other folks know that there's some good content coming on. And how can we focus on getting fit? How can we do that? How can we do that? So I guess without further ado, you want to bring our guests, up?
Well, I tell you what, why don't you go ahead and start introducing him, talk about his bio, and then we'll bring him up when we get to the end of his bio. I think it'll be very interesting to hear this gentleman's story. So let's go. Let's get into it.
All right. So his name, let me just start there. His name is Josh Allen, and competition and team sports are in his blood. He has competed at the highest levels and excelled in track, basketball, and football. Coaches helped Josh reach the upper echelon of sports when he signed as a free agent with the Chicago Bears in 2007. Despite suffering a career-ending injury, it was the lessons he learned from various coaches, both on and off the field, that didn't let him give up. Today, he uses the same principles that propelled him to the highest levels of football to motivate others to get off the sideline and take responsibility for their fitness journey. So, y'all, if you don't mind, show some love in the chat and welcome Josh Allen to the stage. Josh, welcome.
Whoa, look at
Hey, y'all got me feel like I'm coming out the gates. I'm back there. He's about to throw some punches. Hey,
I
what's
love
going
it.
on?
That's how you make an entrance. That was good. I'm you know what, we needed the dun 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 music to come in.
Yeah.
But that was just so fantastic. Thank you, man. You are keeping the spirit high here, and that's what we're all about, is just keeping the high energy, keeping the spirits up, man, and just helping people be who they want to be. And we're so thankful that you took the mantle and said yes to this call to come out and just join us today, man. So thank you, man. Man, we love it. We love it, man.
Listen,
you have a special part in our heart, man.
Oh, and the same is here. I really appreciate the opportunity to just be a part of this. I'm so proud of what you guys are doing. We've known each other for over 12 years now. And Antonio, you just, Les Brown talk about that power voice. You just got one of those voices when you start speaking. I pay attention. Half the time I don't know what you're talking about, but I can't look away. But it is a blessing and an honor to be here and just be a part of this leg of the marathon with you guys. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And now I'm going to keep quiet now that you said that. But no, look, man, we're happy. We're going to give our listeners, listeners and viewers an opportunity to just have a little discussion around health and fitness. It is, for me, a vital component of where we should be focusing our attention, our time, and our energy, so we can have more energy. And you are the guy who can give us some guidance on this. So Karen gave a great bio read on you, but there's so much more to you and your journey. Like you said, we met several years ago, and we met in the fitness arena, which you are dominating as your career, and you just blossomed. And I had an opportunity to watch some of that. So could you tell our listeners, I know and viewers are like, man, who's this guy? But can you elaborate a little bit more on what Karen talked about? That injury, maybe, wow, what happened? You was there, I saw the helmet, I saw the contract, as a matter of fact, and so, and then you had to shift your focus to get back in the game. Ooh.
Yeah. So fitness, like you all talked about, track, football, basketball has always been a part of my life. And the goal was to make it in the league, change the trajectory of my family, from my immediate family to my dad, my sisters, all of that, right? Football was going to be the medium to make that happen. Things don't always go according to plan.
Right.
And but we still have breath in our lungs. We still have life. So we have to figure out how to, move forward. And I knew, even as I was planning to become a professional football player, the goal was to open physical therapy clinics after my career. So that was going to be my career path after football. And I pursued it after football, and I just didn't like the setting. And I realized that I could help people in the fitness industry in a similar way without all the student loans. So that's the way that I ended up going. And it's given back to me, again, freedom, just being able to pursue the things that I want to pursue, how I want to pursue them. Like you said, we met years ago, and we were part of one of those big box gyms, and it was a point in time where I was really proud to, say this is who I work for, and had the name on the shirt, and things began to change. And as you know, companies go their direction, and it doesn't always fit with your lifestyle, how you see yourself. And I was granted this opportunity to take hold of my own destiny and open my own business. And I've made a lot of mistakes over the time that I've been in the industry, in the business, but they've been my mistakes, and I've learned from them. So we're going 7 years strong now.
Wow.
Made it through the pandemic. Business is starting to pick back up, and it's just truly been a blessing to, like I said, get up and do what I love, what I enjoy, and make an impact on people's lives in that way.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So Josh, you started the business almost 7 years ago. Hard to believe it's been
That's
that long.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize it had been that many years. Tell us a little bit about what you were seeing in fitness then. And now that we're kind of going through the pandemic and starting to come out, but what are you seeing that's a little bit different now? Have people's focus, has their mindset changed? Is it still kind of the same? What are you seeing?
Well, what I'm loving right now about the fitness industry, it's shifting from fitness to wellness. We're looking at the individual as a whole person, as opposed to just putting some weights on them, just building muscle. We're looking at the psychology behind what we do, how we do, why we do or do not do the things we do. Right, when it comes to committing to fitness, committing to lifelong health. So that's what I love about it now. You've got more focus on meditation. You've got more focus on yoga, things of that nature, massage. I'm also a licensed massage therapist since 2014. And again, the approach is just bringing the mindfulness, the mind back into the body. What I learned after football, especially the injury, trying to get back on the field, I really had become detached from my body. I was so focused on the goal, and that was again getting back on the field, that I really wasn't aware of my my physical body. Right, it wasn't. It was detached from my mind. So massage was something that helped me a great deal of reconnecting. Right, mind, body, soul. And it's just been a blessing, and that's part of the reason why I got into massage as well, is because I felt like that was a piece that was missing from my clients. It also helps, like not just connect the mind and body, but again, like bring that awareness to our physical selves. It's like I have so many clients where you sit there and you're trying to explain the movement to them, and you can show it to them over and over again. You can even put them in front of a mirror and they still can't see how they can't perceive what they really look like. The mind is that strong. So it's important to make sure that we keep that mind body connection so people can really have a true picture of what it is they're doing when they're just walking around day to day.
Josh, you are an interesting guy, because for me, I believe, in my humble opinion, I believe people that are in the fitness professional, you are some of the most creative individuals on the planet. And here's why I think that. You have to paint the picture to a person or individual or group of what they could be. It hasn't happened yet. So you're having these conversations with individuals, and you really got to get good. Those that are really at the top of their profession really got to get good at painting those pictures, So
You have to have the vision first,
right.
and help them see what they could eventually accomplish.
Yeah. And it's an interesting, kind of rope you walk, because they want what they want. I know this, right? So when they come meet you, they see you, they want what they want, but you know what they need.
Yeah.
And you have to find a balance between that. How do you do that? How do you find that balance between, what the individual wants, and what they need, though? How do you do that?
Well, you hit on something. A great leader has to see farther, faster.
Father fast.
Right.
Okay.
Farther, faster. So again, you have to be able to see where they have the potential of going. It starts by listening, though. It starts by doing that initial consultation and going deep, not just what it is you want to do, but why you want to do it. It goes into what have you tried in the past? What have you had success with? How and why? Because we know the past informs the future, right? So it's like, if I'm going to motivate you, I got to find out what motivates you. I can't treat you like I treat every other client. Oh, these are the things that I can say to get you, to spark you. I really got to get a chance to learn you and find out what are those obstacles going to be as well, too. So when you start coming in lethargic, already got an idea of what might be going on. Like, look, all right, you just walked in that door, whatever it is, leave it outside. We're going to come in. I just need 60 minutes. I need 60 minutes. All I want is all you got for 60 minutes, nothing more, nothing less. But you also, again, got to know that person, what their intrinsic motivation is, what that extrinsic motivation is, and find a way to tap into it early and often, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So building trust, being honest with them, and come
So
in and
you
say,
wait. You use some big words. You
No,
said
he's talking about mindset.
I know.
Yeah,
I want
go
you to
ahead.
break that down for us. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. To give some examples of what you mean by that.
So intrinsic motivation for me, at a young age, I had this concept, and I thought it was scriptural. But when you're young, you don't know scripture as well as you think you do. So I had, my motto was, my body is my temple. I'm older and wiser now, and I know my body is his temple, which takes it to a whole nother level.
Right.
But for me, that was an intrinsic motivator for me to not partake in certain things, especially if I said football was going to be that thing that changed the trajectory of my family, like I said. So that was an intrinsic motivator, just looking at my body as a temple, and I'm not going to defile it with certain things in certain ways. Now, I did defile it with certain things in certain ways because it was my temple and not his, but
right.
that's another story for another day.
Oh.
The extrinsic motivator would be awards, right? Like what is that thing that when you hit your goal that you're looking forward to doing? How are you going to reward yourself? Is it a trophy? Is it a latte? Is it is it putting stars on the calendar? Is that something that when you look at that calendar and you got 5 straight days, your day 5 of a 26-day marathon, what's going to motivate you to keep going? Sure. Right. So you have to know that about your client, and you tap into those things. You put it in front of their faces, so again, they can see it early and often, and you remind them of those things when they might forget it. Why are they doing it? Right. So that's what that consultation is, because they're going to forget along the way. They're going to be excited when they first come in. They're going to be like, oh, let's do it. And then you're going to put that weight on their back. And then they're going to feel a little less motivated, a little less excited. Then they're cussing you out and all of that, So what are those things that's going to motivate them to keep coming back and seeing you when you just inflicted some pain on them?
Right.
So the difference, again, internal, external, motivators.
So when you're putting together, now for somebody, because somebody might be listening or viewing, and they say, you know what, I want to sit across from this guy and kind of like explore my health, my fitness. The things you just talked about, these are kind of some of the things you're going over. You're trying to figure out what things motivate them, what things will help them stay on track. Because it's about behavioral modification. And some people think it's just about moving stuff, but it's also about, and we talked about this a lot back in the day, but just it's not just about moving things. It's about, will you stick to the behaviors? Can you, so is that like, could you tell us what a typical assessment would be? Like if we walked in, what would that look like? So just in case somebody is curious.
So a typical assessment, you can expect to spend anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. We don't rush through it. We take our time. And like I said, because sometimes it takes time to massage things out, right? We're meeting a person for the first time. You have to build rapport. You have to build trust. And you also got to get some other things done. We're going to do your body fat, get your body composition. We're going to do that test. We're going to do a movement analysis. And again, along the way, we're building that rapport. So when we go and sit back and we talk about the things that we see, we're already kind of familiar, and we can sit down and have an honest conversation. And this is where I shifted. And this is why I love like where we are in the industry with mindfulness. Everybody that come in is not a potential client. Right? Everybody that comes in, we're going to do a consultation. We're going to let you know where we are. We're going to give an honest recommendation. And the recommendation at the end of it might not be, hey, let's get started with personal training sessions. The recommendation at the end of it is, hey, this is where you are in the process. You're in the information collecting phase, right? This is maybe the first time that you've ever considered personal training. You don't know what it looks like to commit to it. You don't know what it is, right? So get some more information. And as people begin to adhere, like we move into that coaching phase, we might coach you to the point where you're ready to do personal training. In that process, it might be like, hey, do these things consistently, start walking on a daily basis, start writing down in a food journal, what it is that you're eating on a daily basis. Again, to bring mindfulness, because the last thing I want is to bring a client in and for them to look at me like I can, work magic and get them. This is where you're going to buy in to what we're talking about. This is your fitness journey. We're just here to accompany you on it and make sure that it goes smoother than it would without us, right? And set you up for success. But it's the power is in your hand to really take a hold of this thing. We're going to give you the information. We're going to tell you what it is that you need to do, but it's yours. It's your journey. It's not my journey.
Right.
So,
And I like what you're saying, because you talk about sort of walking alongside your client, being the guide for the client. And I think you're really big on educating clients as well. Talk a little bit about that, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, right? So you might have to do some peeling back the layers a little bit.
And Josh, when you go into that, I also want to bring up a question when you finish that. Somebody has a question in the comment I want to bring up.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, so education is big. Everybody's body is different. We're all made up of the same thing. We're just made up in it in different proportions, right? So nobody knows your body better than you do. And if they do, that's a problem. So the first thing we want to do is, again, educate you about your body. If you go to a nutritionist, the first thing they're going to do is, like I said, have you keep a food journal. That's something you can do without them. That's something you should know without them. You should know what foods cause you inflammation, and which ones don't, because a lot of people are walking around with bloat. And again, if your body is focused on bloat, it can't be focused on the weight loss that you say you want to have, right? Because we're talking about the focus marathon. If you're not focused, then the foods that you put in your body has no focus. If you're not focused, then the exercise routine has no focus.
This is hitting me hard.
That's why. No, I don't know if you saw my body language. I leaned back like this. I said, man, he don't need to be doing all that. You don't gotta do all that, man. But go ahead.
But yeah, it's like really being intentional about everything that we do. And again, just making a person aware of what that is for their body. Like, there are certain things, my wife and I, there are certain things that I eat, and as soon as I eat, my body metabolizes them. My wife can't do that, right? But I know what those foods are, and I know what they aren't. Right. So I know which ones are going to give me energy. If I eat something tonight, I know which ones are going to cause me to be sluggish the next morning, and which ones I'm going to pop up out of bed. It's like, oh, let's go. Right. Gotcha. That's how we need to know our bodies. It's liken it to a car. Right. You get the top of the line car. You're going to put the right weight motor oil in there. You're just not going to put some random motor oil in there. You're going to take it in and get it every 3,000 miles, get the oil changed, or 6,000 miles for the newer cars now. Right. You're going to put 93 premium, even when it's $6 a gallon, because that's what it takes. You don't want to mess up that engine.
Right.
People are more intentional about how we take care of our cars, our clothes, our hair, than we are about our bodies. And our bodies is the only thing that we're guaranteed to have for the rest of our life. It's just how efficient do you want it for you at the end of the day.
Say that again.
Yeah, our body is the only thing we're going to have for the rest of our life. So it's like, how efficient do you want it to be at the end of life? What type of quality of living do you want to have when those, you're closer to your end than you are to your beginning?
We can talk all day, right?
Listen, I'm ready. I ain't get no sleep last night, but like Karen said, education is a passion of mine, and it brings life back to me. And that's another thing that I want to do with my clients, is that's, again, that consultation that we talk about. There are some things that you're going to do and they're just going to flat out drain you. There are some things that's going to be draining in the moment, but afterwards, because it's something that brings you life, you're actually going to be energized after you do it. So for me, I get my weights in, I get my cardio in, but I also go out there and play in the garden. I got an axe, I got some wood, I go out there and chop wood, which is very labor intensive. I'm burning calories. It's a great workout. But at the end of it, I feel like, man, that was fun. That was good. It brought life back to me. And those are the things we want to tap into in those consultations, because those are the things that's going to be like, oh, man, yes, I hate weightlifting, but I can't wait to do this tomorrow.
Right.
And because I'm doing this tomorrow, I can push through this today. So, and that's another part of that consultation that's so important, again, to take your time and get it right. Somebody say, I'm going to bring you in. We're going to do a 30-minute consultation. what really are they doing? They're going to say, hey, these are the list of items that we got. This is the one that you should do. They're going to offer you the highest listed item, and then they're going to let you choose which one you want to do lower. But the goal is going to be to just get you into something. It's not going to necessarily be what's the best thing for you.
Gotcha.
Man. All right. Let's take a breather. Because you came out punching, and then you won't let up off the gas on us, man. So anyway, we got a couple of questions here. I want to bring some of them up. One, this is good. This is a good question here. Let's bring this one up. Do you also provide guidance on home fitness equipment to invest in, if at all? Like, should you do that at all?
Absolutely. I mean, especially where we are now, a virtual world, we're doing a virtual, call right now. I can even do it from the comfort of my own home, pull up your camera, pull up your phone, and just take a walk around, show me what your layout looks like, show me what equipment that you have, and we can build a program right in the comfort of your own home based off of the things that you have. Been doing this for a long time. Like I said, fitness has been my life. When we opened our studio, we brought the equipment that we had from our house into the studio before we had money to buy equipment. It looked pitiful, but you wouldn't have known, the people who were getting those workouts, that they were missing anything, just because we know what we're doing. We are in touch with our clients and what their needs are, and we're going to make sure you're getting a great, efficient workout in a safe way. So absolutely fitness equipment, because I don't want you coming to see me every day. Again, this is your fitness journey. We're going to find the things that are going to motivate you to get out there and explore on your own. Maybe you like hiking. Maybe you want to get into paddle boarding or something like that. They have all types of things out there, doing yoga on the paddle board in the Potomac. All types of stuff that
I'm sorry. I'm making that to myself.
I triggered something right there. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal, is to again, band workouts for my clients that travel a whole lot. Get you some bands, get you a one of those portable foam rollers that fits into a carry-on luggage, and take your workout with you. You can, if you're going on vacation, take your bands on the beach. It's a lot of stuff that we can do, and we can simulate those exercises. Because again, we see farther faster. Oh, you telling me you're going on vacation? Okay, we still meeting, right? You got a phone, you got a camera, you got internet connection. Right. We can still get it in, and if you don't want to see my face, we can still write something up for you, so you know what you're gonna do. And I'm gonna check on you. When you get back, I might not text you when you're on your beach, but I'm gonna check in on you and see if you did what you said you was going to.
So it sounds like you're saying vacation is no excuse to still keep the regimen, the workout going. That's what I think I hear.
There's no such thing as a vacation from life. We're saying this is a lifelong.
Why are you doing
it's a lifelong thing, and it could be something fun. It doesn't have to. Okay. You don't have to find the weight room at the all-inclusive resort. It could be something fun that you usually wouldn't do because you're on vacation. But just be aggressive about it. Maybe we're gonna go to Puerto Rico or Costa Rica, and we're gonna do what's the gliding through the trees,
right
zip lining.
Yeah.
Zip line. It's a physical thing. You got to climb up, you got to hold on, grip work, some core ab work, otherwise you're just dangling and bouncing off of trees in the air. Right. So it's a physical component that can be fun, and it can stretch you right in ways that maybe you wouldn't have before, and it gives you life back, and you can laugh. I went ziplining with my niece up here in Rockville, and called Go Ape, and we had the time of our lives. It was a hot day, but in those trees underneath the canopy, it was cool, and we had a good time. I was scared. Some of the parts, it was like, oh my goodness, that's a road down there,
Yeah. Oh. I've heard of the place. Listen, we're gonna have to call you before we go on vacation, because this one over here, he just wants to put his foot up, so we're gonna have to call you.
That's why I'm like, I wanted to hit delete broadcast.
Bad connection. We lost him, y'all.
And because you're speaking her language, Karen's language, because she won't go to the gym. I mean, if she'll do it, but she's like, I don't want to be here. But if you take her out, like her game is tennis, some type of activity, she won't come in.
But see, that's where you again finding out those things, right, that people enjoy doing. So I would say, so Karen, how good are you at tennis?
I'm playing on a tennis team. I got a match tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact. So
Okay, so would you say you're a novice? Would you say you intermediate? Are you almost you up there with, you know?
intermediate.
Okay, would you
Hmm.
like to be better?
I would love to be better.
Okay, so one of the ways that athletes get better is strength training.
Hmm.
Strength training is necessary to build up muscular endurance, to build up proprioception, to make sure that you're moving again efficiently,
Hmm.
and you're doing it at the highest level possible. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Absolutely. I'm trying to win.
All right. So now we're associating strength training with the thing that motivates her. So now it's not as much as a daunting task, but it's something that's again going to give her something back. She can see that return on investment now. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna be able to, chase those balls down better. It's going to strengthen my backhand or my serve. You got to
Hmm.
give a person incentive to do strength training.
Ah,
Yeah, that's good. That's
that
good.
was really good. That was
Hmm.
really good. Okay, all right. Let me look. I want you to talk about post COVID. I think you have a concept, but before we go there, there was another question here. Well, one, we have a young lady said, "Hey, I don't like the gym either." So similarly, if she wants to stay in shape, number one, she should schedule a consultation with you, right? I mean, how much is a
Absolutely.
consultation?
Consultation goes at 100, like we said, it's an hour and a half.
Gotcha.
50 of that is going to go towards your first package. You're also going to get a We Rep Fitness T-shirt. So
Whoa!
when you out and about, you can represent. We not only rep weights, we represent everywhere we go fitness. So yeah, so come on in, get that consultation, get your T-shirt, and let's go to work.
Well, I'm gonna make sure we put your website up. What am I doing here? I'm gonna make sure we put your website up. But here's another question. Let me do this. Oh, okay. Here's one about choices. This comes up a lot. This question here. So let me just bring it up. Let me just bring it up. You get it. I know you get this a lot. It's treadmill versus elliptical versus stationary, cycles versus weight stimulators, like a tonal
Simulators.
Mhm.
Okay.
simulator. Yeah, like a tonal stuff like that. Come on now. Come on
I
now.
mean,
What
everybody's body is different. Again,
Mhm.
we need to get to the whys before we get to the whats, right? So,
Mhm.
are you training for something in particular? Is this just a regular cardio thing? Because for most people, what I'm going to say is I'm going to say do all of them, right? Variety
Ooh,
is a spice
that's
of
great.
life.
Mm.
Mm.
You get
Let me
on one
calm down.
machine, your body's going to work in one direction. It's going to work one set of muscle groups. Other muscle groups are not going to. I have a client that loves spinning. They'll do spinning 7 days a week if they could. The problem with spinning is you're only working your muscles in one plane of motion.
Mhm.
So, and this is a person that's had 2 hip replacement. So when you're working in just that plane, you're not getting work in the sagittal plane. That's working side to side. Your adductors, your abductors, those muscles are getting weak while your major muscle groups like your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes are getting overworked. So now you're
Mm.
out of balance. So again, there's a term back in the late 80s, early 90s, cross training.
Mhm.
Um, and it just talks about the importance of everybody doing multiple things to get their exercise routine in, because the body needs to be trained in different ways. It needs to be challenged. Your body's going to adapt to whatever you do. So now the term that's popular now is muscle confusion. And this one kills me because when you watch people, it's just confusion.
Mm.
It's just confusion. There is no period of adaptation. There's no period of progression. They're just going in and doing a different workout every time they go into the gym. And again, your body needs stimulus to adapt to, and then you change up your workout. You don't change your workout every time you go to the gym.
That's good. That's good feedback.
Man, you
Yeah.
know I'm taking notes. This is good stuff. So we got a few more questions.
Mhm.
One, let me get this one in. It's a follow-up question to what you when you were talking, and so this one came up, And, I've known you for a long time. You always using words. I mean, you and Karen both gets me with these words. And I walk away from you guys and go find a dictionary and then come back. And then I'll say, oh, yeah, I got you. I know what you're talking about. So somebody just had that question there. I'm not going to try to answer it, but I know you can.
Okay. So proprioception is just basically your awareness of your body in space, right? Again, like I said, some people, you come in, you do a consultation, and we do a movement assessment. And I had a client that literally, we did a squat assessment, and in their squat, they were leaning to the right, like literally putting all of their weight on the right leg, and they thought they were symmetrical. They thought they were right down the middle. And this is sitting in front of a mirror looking at themselves. So again, not only are they not aware of their physical body, but their mind has gotten so used to seeing their squat in that way that their mind thinks that they're symmetrical and their squat is on point.
The mind is powerful.
The mind is a powerful thing. So we don't just train our bodies. We have to train our mind and our body. There's no such thing as mind and body. We're one. Right? There's no such thing as upper and lower body. You have one body. So as soon as I pick up a weight, no matter if it's a weight in my arm or I'm underneath the weight for leg press, I'm training my whole body to do something. Right. So that's where the whole concept of functional fitness comes in, right? They want to take people off of the machines and do body weight exercises, calisthenics. But there's a place. It's more, again, the why than it is the what. We get to the what later on down the road when we understand the why. So I'm not going to bring a basketball player and a football player in and train them the same way. On the same token, I'm not going to take a quarterback and a running back and train them the same way, right? These are sports specific. These are your Ferrari, your Lamborghinis, and you can't run them the same way that you drive a Honda, right? Somebody said, I think it was Deshaun Jackson, he said the Lambo only come out on Sundays or something like that. The Lambo or the Ferrari only come out on Sundays, right? So, but it's again, understanding the why is more important than the what. We can get to the what. The why has to lead us there.
All right. So let me get this one in too. Definitely want to get your website up there before we get into the show later. Questions might come rapid fire at you, but I wanted to get that up there. I'll bring it up again as the show go on. But we had this question here. You was going through the different types of exercises, cardio, and you mentioned spinning. So someone, Miss Anita, wanted to know, what is spinning? Okay. See how that is? Because you would think, you can't assume. You got to go in there with an open mind. Go ahead.
And that's the same approach we take for the consultation, open mind and not assuming anything. So spinning, Miss Anita, is if you've heard of Peloton is the new spinning bike that you can do virtually in the privacy of your own home. It's been something really big in the last couple of years, especially over the pandemic. But spinning is just getting on a spin bike, and it's a stationary bike. But it's set up to give you the workout similar to a Lance Armstrong, right? It's that type of spinning, that type of intensity workout that you're gonna get from a spin bike. It's not a regular stationary bike or recumbent bike that you can just sit back and relax in. You're in the saddle as if you're getting ready to race the Tour de France, and that's the movements that it mimics. The difference is, again, it's a stationary bike. So you're not leaning, you're not engaging your core when you do that, what you would do in a real Tour de France or real road bike out on the road. You're not turning the handlebars, so you're not getting the arm workouts in there. So it's good for what it's good for, but you can't do that and not, again, get resistance training and train the other parts of the body and just be on a whole a spinning only diet that would be like only ingesting protein or only ingesting kale and not eating anything else. Your body needs more than that. It needs variety.
That's a good analogy.
Thank you.
You want to show the shirt one more time, man?
Yep. We rep fitness. We rep. All right.
And they can get it now. Where can we get those shirts?
Website coming soon.
Coming soon. Oh, can you pre-order? No?
Not yet, not yet. But listen,
Hey man, let's make that happen.
let's make that happen.
Let's make that happen. All right. So oh, okay. Let's bring this one up. Let me see if I can get that one up. Let's see. I remember this emphasis on P90X that was based on muscle confusion. Yep, that right. It was popular as weaned recently. Yeah, right.
Yeah, P90X was great for what it was. I didn't like it because, again, you're going to take the ordinary Joe and put him into a workout that the intensity is that of a high caliber athlete, a professional athlete. You had people in the privacy of their own homes with no instruction, injuring themselves, hurting themselves, and nobody there to help them out once they go down.
Look, they got the alert button. Help! I'm falling. I can't get up.
Yeah, no athletic trainers running onto the field. No nothing. And again, for people who had that proprioceptive neuromuscular connection, that rapid fire that can respond, most people do not have that, especially if they're starting on a workout routine, but they don't care anything about that because they're just trying to push as many of those to the masses as you can. I remember people were burning P90X disc and sharing them with each other like they really bootleg P90X. So it was hot, it was popular, and again, great for people whose body could take that, but it messed a lot of people up. Again, I just imagine that young lady that had that movement compensation, imagining her doing a P90X and throwing, and this is what I tell my clients, we're never going to throw strength on top of dysfunction. So you might come in with me and we might not use weights for a while until you know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Right? Because it doesn't make sense for me to throw strength on top of dysfunction. We got to correct whatever that dysfunction is first before it's safe for you to do certain exercises. Right? I don't even want to see you go down into a squat, 2 legs, single leg, split leg, whatever it is, until your knees, your hip joint, your ankle joint is stabilized. I don't want to see you go down into that until your pelvis has the right tilt. I don't want to see you go down there until your core is firing and stabilizing you as you go. So until we address those things, I've had people who've like I said, I have one gentleman had 2 hip replacement surgeries. Have another client that has rods down their back because they've had back surgery. And these are people that basically came in almost crawling. One gentleman now is doing Muay Thai, and he's actually a coach at the Muay Thai gym that he works at. Again, he comes to me for strength training. He goes over there for Muay Thai. He hates strength training, but he knows what it does for him. He loves Muay Thai. So we're going to make sure that you're doing the things that you love and we're going to support you in that. We're going to make sure that you can do the things that you love efficiently, safely, and at the highest level possible.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think that is so unique about you and We Rep Fitness. You're not like the big box gyms. You're not just trying to get people into any type of personal training package. You really do look at what's going on with them, what's going on with their body, mentally, physically. You're looking at the whole thing. And then how do you make corrections, but also how do you continue to move people forward? And so I think that's a huge distinction for what you guys are doing as opposed to just any old gym out there.
Well, I will say that, in 2015, we was accepting any and all people, right? We had to pay the bills. But it comes down to being true to who you are. It comes down to being honest about what you are, what you provide, and really focusing on the client first, right? And for me, like I said, my motto back in the day was my body is my temple. That's no longer the case. Now my body is God's temple. And really trusting him that he's given me a certain awareness and a certain responsibility to my clients. And as long as I'm holding true to that, he's going to take care of the rest. I've been meditating on a scripture here recently. It's Psalm 23, 1-3. And it just talks about how the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It goes on to say that he makes me lie down in green pastures. So again, I have a heavenly Father that is going to take care and he's going to provide for me. So I don't need to try to trick people into working out with me. These are the facts. This is what I can provide. If you don't see the value, then these are the other options that are out there. If you see the value, this is what it costs. And just being unapologetic about, because there, again, fads come in and out of the industry all the time, but it doesn't change the way the body works. It doesn't change what the client needs, right? It might get them excited for a little bit. Like we talked about P90X. We've got what's the other one, CrossFit and all of that stuff. They'll come and they go, but the body is the body. And when you're doing building workouts based off of science, then there's going to be success with it. So again,
Josh, come on now.
Building workouts based off of science.
I'm glad we got this video. 2015, now post-COVID. What's happening with people?
Oh man, people are ready to get out of their houses. They're ready to get back into face-to-face interactions. And what I've noticed, even as these strains, variants mutate into this, into that, people are still the first thing that they say when they come in, oh, it feels so good to be back in here. It's a psychological thing as well, right? There's an energy that we exchange with one another outside of just motivating somebody to exercise. And that's why for me, I'm big on words. Words have power. We know that scripturally, words have power. So I'm always positive. I think it annoys people sometimes. It annoys my wife sometimes that I'm so positive. But what I say to them is that don't let me hear you say that. Your muscles can hear you. Right? No, seriously. It's like, oh, this is my bad arm. This is my bad leg. You don't have a bad leg. That leg just has more potential than the other. Right? We're going to use positive words because words have power. And what you're doing is you're speaking life or death over that particular body part. Right? So we always going to speak life. We're going to encourage ourselves, talk about encourage yourself in the Lord, right? So we're going to always encourage ourselves. We're going to encourage each other. Anybody that comes in that door, I'm not going to have you speak ill or speak negative about them. I don't care if they jacked up and we all can see it. You keep your mouth shut. If you ain't got nothing nice to say,
don't say nothing at all.
Don't say nothing at all. So we have that's something that I protect and I take very seriously, is the words that come out of my mouth and the words that I allow people to speak over themselves and others. So,
Josh, I got a question. This is an important question that I have that's going to come up. And then I want you to talk about, I was thinking about the kind of meat I like, the boar's head, but that's not what it's some type of thing on Focus you were talking about, Hodge head or something like that. But before you go there, I started getting hungry when you said that. I was like, did he say boar's head? No. Okay.
I have no idea what you talk about.
That'll mess you up. It's from the book you talked about, Good to Great, from that book.
I got a question here. I got a very important question. But now you know what I'm talking about.
I got you.
It made me think of something else, but I have a question that's very important.
Oh, where are we located? So we're at 1112 16th Street, Northwest DC, zip code 20036. We're about 3 blocks from the White House, about 2 blocks from Farragut North, 4 blocks from Farragut West.
I think it's West.
Yeah.
So Farragut North is right up on the corner from you.
Yeah. So very accessible metro. Well, if you drive, you got to deal with meters and parking and all of that stuff. But that's where we're at, in the heart of the Golden Triangle downtown district, on 16th Street Northwest.
That's a story in itself. But before we get to that, how'd you end up in the heart of DC, a stone throw away from the White House, with a fitness, not gym, studio? So I don't want people to get the impression that people are all around and just coming in there, just hanging out and stuff like that. No, they're there with a purpose. But you were talking about this concept that you wanted to share today, and I thought it was pretty good. So let's go ahead into that, man.
So
before you go, Anita said no parking. Anita, we're gonna have to work with that. We're gonna have to work on that. So, however,
there is parking around.
There's parking around,
street parking.
but you know what? When y'all get together and talk, y'all can work out, where you're gonna meet, because you do training indoors and out. I mean, and you do it virtually,
indoors, outdoors, virtually.
He goes on site because you just did something for a company, I think, right?
Company you did.
Yeah, so we do corporate events as well, challenges. If it's like a conference, a boot camp, or something like that. Like I'm also a licensed massage therapist, so I provided chair massage on site for the company. Yeah. So there's multiple things that we do there.
All right. So anyway, this concept you were telling us about before the show.
Yeah, so I think it just talking about the focus marathon and how do we focus on the things that are going to propel us forward. And there's a book called Good to Great. And the concept is that now you about to mess me up with what you said. the hedgehog. You say a hog head? What did you say?
You said boar's head.
Boar's head. It's a brand of meat. You go to Giant and you get the boar's head brand. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a whole brand of meat that you can get, and they slice it. Anyway.
Right. So now the concept is called the hedgehog effect, and it's simply just talking about doing one thing great. Right? You have. For instance, you walk into a department store, say Macy's. Macy's will sell you pretty much anything if they find like there's a demand for it. But what does Macy's specialize in? Right? You have Apple, right? We know what Apple does, whether it's the earphones or computers, it's technology. They're unapologetic about the things that they don't do, because they know what they're great at. And that's what they're known for worldwide. So just getting back to, like I said before, there are some things that that we focus on because that's the direction that we're going to go on. But there's other things that we do that's going to feed those things, right? Like I know I need strength training. But like I said, I absolutely love chopping wood. I'm in the process now of building a fire pit area in my backyard. I've been digging it out, dragging the sand and the dirt across the yard. And I'm physically exhausted afterwards. But the next morning I wake up feeling good. And I'm talking about legs shaking, in the hot sun. But after it's all said and done, I'm energized from it. So I'm going to spend the majority of my time again now just really focusing on the business, but I'm still going to do those other things that give me life and fuel the passion that I have for what I do.
Yeah, he don't want to do one squat.
And that's fair. I mean, like Antonio and Karen stated at the beginning, I had a career-ending, what was considered a career-ending injury, and it's still with me today. It's not completely gone. I know that if I do certain things, if I slack on maintaining my resistance training, and I go out there a few years ago, I decided I was going to do a sprint triathlon. At this point, I haven't come to terms with the fact that I'm a deconditioned athlete. I'm still an athlete, but I'm deconditioned. I'm still thinking that I'm 25 and I can jump back into it. So literally, after not biking or swimming in years, in 1 week, I decided I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sign up for this sprint triathlon. I found it. It was the last one of the season. I signed up for it. In that 1 week, I went out. I started swimming. I started biking. I even went out and played basketball with some 20-somethings. By Friday, I had to make a decision of whether or not I was going to catch my daughter when she ran and tried to jump into my arms, or if I was going to stiff arm her like the Heisman, because I was afraid that both of us were going to end up on the floor. I caught her like the good father that I am. But I was terrified. And when I caught her, she jumped in my head. I felt it, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So again, yeah, we definitely can do that. We will build up that confidence in what you know. We're going to build up that confidence in your body, because I mean, the body failing us is a real fear, and it's something that men don't talk about. Our testosterone levels start falling. We don't bounce back like we used to. We start seeing these little areas receding, and I'm fighting it, Antonio. I'm fighting it. So
you're good. You got a little more time.
It's getting lower and lower on top when I cut it, though. But these things happen, and we don't always talk about it as men. But again, the more we do on the front end, taking care of our bodies, we're all breaking down. It's just how fast do you want to do it?
So,
right?
So Josh, what I'm gonna do, Mark solid. I'm gonna give him, if you don't mind. I'm putting you on the spot here right now, but off camera, from this session, I'm gonna make sure he has your number, so you guys
absolutely
can talk.
And right now, we need to revamp our website. We just changed our processing, our merchant account. So we need to get that integrated into our website. So for now, the best way to reach us would actually be connect, CONNECT at werepfitness.com.
Okay, that's your company email.
Yep, that's the company email.
Could you say that one more time?
Yep, connect, CONNECT at werepfitness.com. And that's the best way to get in contact with us right now.
Sure. So that's going to be good for anybody that's seeing this later in the because I didn't want to put your number out there on this broadcast, but I'm going to give Mark, I'll be contacting you later to make sure you guys can connect, because I get that, because you've seen me in the gym before. I can't, my leg movement. I'm sorry, my leg movement just need a little more encouragement.
It has potential.
It has potential. I just caught myself. Man. Thank you for this session. Josh, I don't even know what to say, man.
Thank you.
This
has been good. You dropped some nuggets, some gems on us, and it was very informative. Thank you so much.
Oh man, it's an honor. It's a pleasure. Anytime y'all want to do it again, y'all know I'm here for the Cheeks Power Couple. I'm so excited about this. And, it's day 5. You got 21 miles left to go of this marathon. And I'll be cheering y'all on. If you need some positive encouragement, just hit me up. I got you.
Hey, man, thank you so much. And feel free to come back, and just hang out with us too, in our community, and hang out and just participate like the other viewers are. They're just really very nice. Everybody is very special to us, man. I don't think they realize it, Absolutely. So if they weren't out there, if the people weren't out there, we wouldn't be encouraged to keep going. They really help us keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when you get things like that, I mean, they just love on people, man. And
I'm declassified.
Look.
Listen, nobody's beyond redemption. Nobody's beyond redemption. So we, it starts with the old movie, What About Bob? Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
Yeah. Bill Murray. Baby steps. We take it slow, and we do it the right way. In the beginning, it'll open up a whole new world to you on the back end. But we can't do anything that's going to set you back, like I did. I was taking Flexerol, and I'm not a pain medicine person. But listen, I know what it's like to have that fear, whether it's rational and irrational. I've had it both. But there's a safe way to get back in the saddle and to set realistic goals incrementally, right? So we're never going to say that we can't do something. We're just going to look at what it takes to get there, and we're going to work toward it step by step. and eventually we'll get there. It doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. It's the fact that we get there. So that's what we talk about, the fitness journey. We're not talking about the end, because the end is something that's inevitable for us all, but we're going to push it until it happens. We ain't thinking about it. We ain't preparing for it. We're preparing for life. We're just making sure that our bodies are capable of doing the things that we want to do for as long as we can possibly do them.
Absolutely. Josh, I said the other night, I want to play tennis probably into my 70s or 80s. I'm trying to make this, because you can play for such a long time. I want to make that, that's part of my goal, so that I can stay physically fit for the long haul. So
that's a
I'm
great
not
goal.
Say anything. Go ahead.
What you think about swimming?
I like swimming. I'm not very good at it, but I can swim.
You have potential.
I have potential. Thank you.
There
Yes.
you go.
Correct me.
You have changed the whole verbiage around here tonight.
Listen, we got to work on our vocabulary. We got to work on it's important, the things that we say to ourselves. Because again, you're either speaking life or you're speaking death. There's no in between.
I agree wholeheartedly. And thank you for checking me. Because sometimes we do say things subconsciously or unconsciously without realizing what is exactly coming out of our mouths. And it's what we believe deep down, and we don't know, we don't realize we're thinking something negative sometimes. So thanks for the check.
Yeah, we're not going to ignore it, but we got to change the narrative. It's there, but I'm still going to begin to speak that positive thing until that positive thing is the first thing that comes to my mind. The little doubt is always going to be there. You're going to have a little devil on your shoulder whispering all the time, but as long as I'm speaking positivity, he's always going to get flushed out.
Absolutely. I agree. Oh my goodness, this has been such a great conversation. And
speechless.
An hour went by like that. I mean, I can't believe this. Josh, thank you again. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom,
and kicking off this fitness portion of this marathon. You did a great job. Well done, sir.
Very well done.
You know I'm proud of you.
We're both proud. We're both proud of you. I feel like we're, anyway, I'm just cheesing the whole time.
We family. Yes, absolutely.
We go way back. So
anyway, we appreciate you. We got to go. We're having a hard time. We got to practice on letting people go. We have separation anxiety. Help us. Somebody help us. We won't let people go. We got to let you go. You got to get back to your family and everything. But we thank you for carving out this moment in time and space and really blessing us, man. And God bless you, man.
Yes.
God bless you and your family. And may God continue to put a hedge of protection over your family, man. And just all the desires that you have in your heart, man, may they just overflow you. May they chase you down. Mm-hmm. Just run you down, man. Overtake you, man. Oh,
I receive all of that. I receive it.
Oh my
Thank
gosh. You. Yes.
And we also before just thanks to our audience too for the questions and tuning in and being here night after night. We just so appreciate each and every one of you. You don't know how much it means to us to see your names pop up, to see the comments come in. We appreciate all of you for real. You do not know. You do not know.
So because we're like another night. We asked for this, so here we are.
Actually, I'm excited about it.
I'm excited too. This is the best part of my day.
Yeah, it's been good.
Aside from being near you, baby.
There you go.
I clean it up.
Well, you guys are operating in your gift.
Amen.
And to see you doing it together, like I said, I'm thrilled. I'm overjoyed and just honored to be a part of it. And I'm excited with this what's gonna happen at the end of this marathon, what it's going to open up.
Let's see what God's going to do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's see what God is going to do.
Amen.
All right, Josh, hang back a little bit, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow. What we got up tomorrow? We got Karen Cheeks is in the house tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know where it is, where you are around the world, but she'll be here this time. And then Sunday, we got a special edition on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the week is just next week is jam packed every night.
Hot topics
every night. So Josh, come back.
I will.
Tune in to some of them.
Me and Law needs to be.
Huh?
I said me and Law needs to be on some of them.
That would be great. We got one. We got some couples.
We're talking about marriage and ministry on Monday.
On Monday, marriage and ministry. How do you do that together? Mm-hmm. On Monday. So come on into that.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all. God bless
Yes.
y'all. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
If you like this, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, if it was a blessing to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you liked it and you really liked it, hit that like button. Don't forget to go to werepfitness.com or go to that connect at werepfitness.com.
And send an email.
Send an email and say, hey, we appreciate what you did for us tonight. Good night. Get out of here. Goodbye.
See y'all tomorrow, day 6.